Hello everyone, you're watching this video. This lesson is the last of the Sketcher environment lessons. In this lesson, we talk about the geometry elements that you can make 3D and how to solve their problems. I will explain the Sketcher analysis tool and how to use it. Also, we check output feature and the profile feature tools. Okay, let's go on the screen and start the lesson.
I got this magic in my fingertips, designing dreams with every click. Shapes and wonders coming to life. With CATIA I cut through strife. In my mind the future's clear. No more doubts, no more fear.
Hello everyone. Welcome to today's lesson. We've almost reached the end of the Sketcher environment lessons, with only a few remaining items. Here I want to give you some additional explanations. Do you remember that in the Sketcher environment we prepared the initial design? We would return from the Sketcher environment to the part environment. With specific commands, we would turn the drawn 2D design into a 3D model. You've become somewhat familiar with the pat and pocket commands. Also, I mentioned that all sketches drawn for a part together form a single object. These sketches all fall under the part body subgroup. Sometimes, to complete a part, we have to move back and forth between the two environments several times. Right now, I'm on the Sketcher page. I draw a rectangle. I return to the part environment. The rectangle is currently selected. I activate the path command. The path definition window opens. In the box next to the length, I write the number 50. I click OK. A rectangular prism is formed. I click outside of it to deselect it. Again, I select the XY plane to enter the Sketcher environment. This time, I draw a rectangle with the profile command. With this command, you can draw lines and arcs. Unlike previous commands, this command doesn't automatically deselect after drawing is finished, unless the shape you draw is completely closed. To select arc modes, use the Sketch Tools toolbar. If the command doesn't deselect, you can do two things. Either press the Escape key on the keyboard twice, or click on the tool itself once. I want to draw a rectangle with this command, but I don't want to connect its two endpoints. Remember that the software might snap the two endpoints together. To prevent this, hold down the Shift key at the end. You see that when I bring the mouse close to the first point, the auxiliary drawing tool becomes active and points to the first point. I hold down the Shift key. It is observed that the command is still active. I click on it to deactivate it. The shape is selected. It is seen that the triangle is not closed. In this state, I go to the part environment. I activate the path command. An error message opens. This text tells us that your shape is not a closed shape. You can't make it 3D as a solid. You must activate the thickness option. This means that we will get a 3D sheet object. In the path definition window, I check the thickness option. It is seen that a sheet-like object is displayed in 3D. The window also expands. The sheet thickness is now 1 mm. I enter the number 10. I click OK. Now suppose we wanted to have a solid rectangle object. I enter the sketcher environment. I draw a rectangle. My assumption is that its boundary is completely closed. With the current page zoom level, the rectangle appears closed. I return to the part environment. I activate the path command. Again, this error appears. But this time I want to create a solid volume. Currently, I don't see anything on the page that would let me know which point is open. I double click on the rectangle sketch itself. By doing this, the software enters the rectangle's sketcher page. You could have done this, double click on the sketch name in the design tree. Well, here note that we only have a simple geometry. But in practice, it often happens that your sketch is much more complex. In this case, finding the open point or points becomes very difficult. The software has provided us with a tool to examine and fix the faults in drawn sketches. This tool is called Sketch Analysis. I click on it. The Sketch Analysis window opens. It is seen that it has analyzed our profile. On the page, two small light blue circles also indicate the location of the open profile. This tool, in addition to showing the defect, also has commands with which we can fix them. In the list, we click on the element whose errors we want to fix. That part turns blue. A preview display window also appears. At the bottom of the page, various tools are active. The second tool from the left is called Close Open Profile. We click on it. The software closes the open point. In the list next to the implicit profile, the word closed appears. We click close to close the window. We go to the part environment. We execute the path command. Now it is seen that the shape became 3D. Now suppose I have drawn a rectangle. On the page there is a point outside my viewing range. I go to the part environment to make the shape 3D. I want to make the shape 3D with the pad command. When I execute the pad command, an error appears again. The error text says that there is a separate standard element on the page. I click No. I double-click on the rectangle to return to its sketcher page. I click on the Sketch Analysis command. In this Tools window, I see two objects listed. First, a closed profile. Second, a point whose status is isolated. This means that the point does not belong to the rectangle. I click on the point until it turns blue. The modification commands become active. Here we have two ways. Either convert the point to a construction element, or if we don't need the point, delete it. I click Delete Geometry. The point was deleted. I click the Close button. I enter the part environment. I activate the pad command. It is seen that the volume is created. I press the Ctrl+Z to undo the volume. I double-click on the rectangle sketch to enter its sketch environment. I draw a line segment exactly on one of its horizontal sides. I also delete all the geometry constraints that were placed. If you look at the rectangle in this state, you don't see any sign of an extra line. Now in this state, I enter the part environment. I proceed to make the rectangle 3D with the pad command. An error appears again. The error text says that we have an open profile on the page. I close the error page. By double-clicking on the rectangle, I return to its sketch page. I activate the Sketch Analysis command. Again, I see that two objects are displayed on its page. A line that has an isolated state. I click on the line's name until it turns blue. This time I click on the Set in Construction Mode command. The line returns to a construction state. I click Close. I go to the part environment. I proceed to make it 3D. It is seen that the shape became 3D. If you remember, I previously said that construction elements do not enter the part environment. I go back one step. I double-click on the rectangle to enter its sketch environment. I draw a circle on the page. I draw the circle so that it interferes with the rectangle. I return to the part environment. Both shapes are selected. I proceed to make them 3D with the pad command. An error appears. It is slightly different. This error says that the shape you want to make 3D intersects with itself. I click OK to close the text. I double-click on the circle or rectangle. I entered their sketch page. We have a few ways to fix this problem. First, delete one of the shapes and make the other one 3D. Then re-enter the new sketch page and redraw the deleted shape. After making the second shape 3D, you will see two separate sketches in the design tree. Another way to prevent deleting shapes is to use two tools: Output Feature or profile feature. I click on the output feature tool to activate it. I click on the circle. It is seen that the circle's line thickness increased and it became highlighted. I go to the part environment. I activate the path command. In the path window, in the selection section, I choose one of the sketches. For example, I click on one of the rectangle sides. The entire rectangle is selected. With the same path setting, I click OK. I activate the path command again. This time in the selections box, which is now blue, I click on the circle. With the same settings, I click OK. Both sketches became 3D. Both sketches created a single object. I press Ctrl+Z until we reach the initial sketches. I double-click on one of them to enter their sketch environment. OK, now I want to highlight the rectangle. Previously, when I wanted to click on the circle, I used the output feature command. I open the design tree and geometry. I click on the circle sketch on the drawing page. It is seen that there is a circle name in the design tree. The circle is recognized as a single integrated element. Now I click on one side of the rectangle. It is seen that the name of a line turns orange in the design tree. So, the geometry of the circle is recognized as an integrated element in the software. Instead, the rectangle in the software is composed of 4 lines. In these cases, to select such shapes, you must use the profile feature command. I click on the command to activate it. The profile definition window opens. This window has 2 main sections. The upper section is named Input Geometry. The lower section is Output Geometry. If the rectangle has not been selected beforehand, there is nothing in these boxes. Click on one side of the rectangle. In the Input section, the name of that side will be displayed. In the Output section, however, the names of all 4 sides are displayed. This indicates that the software has recognized all elements connected to the selected line. If you click OK, all selected sides of the rectangle are displayed. If we go back to the part environment, we can make both shapes 3D in 2 steps. Alright, today's lesson ends here. Please watch the lesson twice. Practice with me the second time. Good luck, goodbye until the next lesson.
Let's build the future.